curly auburn hair and running my fingers along the chubby curves of his delicate new fawn skin. Somehow, on the weekends, both of us fumbling to parent together is harder. It makes me worry how much worse things will get when the new baby comes. As we cross the bridge over the Potomac into northern Virginia, the mottled brown and green wall of trees clinging to the river's steep western bank rises up in front of us through the mist. I'm really excited about this house, Sam. I'm sure you are. It's too expensive and too old. He smiles out at the squeaky windshield wipers and takes one big hand off the steering wheel to reach over the gear shift and squeeze my knee. But it's supposed to be one of the nicest neighborhoods inside the Beltway, and old houses have a lot of character. For the next 10 minutes, I rattle off the house's features, having memorized the listing description, while Caleb dozes off in his car seat. Sam alternates between quiet chuckles and long sighs, letting me know he's skeptical, but doesn't interrupt me. When the GPS instructs us to turn into the neighborhood, I stop mid-sentence and actually say, "Wow." We've abruptly left behind the featureless principal roads and strip malls of DC's close-in suburbs and turned onto a narrow, curving street. Thick woods on both sides open up every few hundred feet to postcard-perfect scenes of residential affluence. Manicured lawns, large houses set back from the road in a variety of tasteful architectural styles, and high-end cars casually parked in driveways, combine to make me suddenly and painfully aware of the old Honda hatchback we are driving. We inherited it from Sam's parents years ago, a perfectly fine car for people who live in the city and park anonymously on the street. Not a car for this neighborhood. Wow, I say again. I can't believe we've never been back here before. We'd have to really step it up to fit in. I'm almost whispering now, as if someone might hear us. We could just throw a new car into the mortgage while we're at it, Sam mutters, slowing down to look around himself. I can tell he is impressed. 2 more turns, and we find ourselves on Shadow Road, pulling up to a large, pale blue house, partially hidden behind a trio of tall evergreens. As Sam tentatively pulls into the house's semicircular driveway, our realtor steps out of the blood-red front door, waving with nearly frantic excitement. "Good morning, Crawfords. I've got to say, I did not think you could get into this neighborhood," she practically yells to us from the portico as I help Sam strap Caleb into the baby carrier on his back. Now that I am pregnant, he's grudgingly accepted this load, but he's so tall that I have to get on the tips of my toes to do it, clutching a jumble of carrier straps pulled as long as they'll go. I resist the urge to tell our realtor to shut up and quickly finish all the clips so I can cut off her broadcast of our inadequate finances. Even in the gloom, the house is beautiful. It is a Cape Cod revival, sprawling but symmetric, with a steeply pitched roof and dormered windows sheltered by a frame of additional fully grown trees on both edges of its wide lot. As I climb up the brick steps, I notice the large house numbers spelled out in serif script above the front door and smile at the indulgence. A house worthy of writing out its numbers. Let me tell you this even before we go in. The house needs a lot of work, but this street is fabulous. Seriously, if I were you, I would make an offer on it today, she continues emphatically as we step through the front door. We worked with the same realtor when we bought our row house, and I had called her a few weeks ago, the day after my positive pregnancy test. She knows how focused I am on finding an as close to perfect as possible house before the baby comes, and we don't waste time anymore on pleasantries. The front door opens onto a large foyer with an elaborately detailed triple archway to the living and dining rooms, and what looks like a sunroom beyond. Gracious entry to formal entertaining spaces, narrates our realtor as we walk in. It smells musty, Sam says, doubtful. Well, this house was built in the 1920s, and it's only had 2 owners. Can you believe it? Some of it must be additions, but it all flows together seamlessly. She gestures to the left past the intricately carved staircase. There's a den and powder room over there, then pivots to the right. We follow her through a narrow doorway and enter an indeterminate but long past era of poor taste.